Sweet! Today in the kitchen I'm going to be trying to make a dessert. I'm going to try to bake something. And I feel like this is either going to go really good or really bad. So I'm going to use a recipe from a book. It's called College Cooking, Feed Yourself and Your Friends. But I'm not going to feed my friends because I am selfish. So the recipe that I'm going to make in here are these cookies. They're called pinwheel cookies, but they're sort of just like half vanilla, half chocolate. Here's a picture. Can you see it? So the recipe in the book says it makes 5 dozen cookies, but that's sort of an overwhelming amount, so I'm gonna cut the recipe in half using my math skills. So the first step is half a cup of sugar and 3/8 of a cup of butter. I feel like a lot of bakers like to use sticks of butter, but all I have is a tub of butter. This isn't actually real butter. I don't know if that's going to affect me badly or not. I know they say that cooking or baking should be very exact, but already I've strayed from that rule. Here's a question for the internet. I actually put this butter, let it out for a solid 24 hours by accident, and I just put it back in the fridge and I'm still using it. Is that okay? Is that safe? So we have the butter and the sugar, and it says we just stir it until it's smooth. So I stirred the butter and the sugar, and it's not really smooth, it's more like grainy, but I'm gonna take that as it's okay. Now we have to add half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. It comes out pretty quickly. Oh god, it's all over my hands. Oh, it's burning. What is this? Oh. Vanilla extract's weird, y'all. Why is it burning? I don't understand. Oops. Oh, I understand why now. This is peppermint extract. I must have bought it instead of vanilla extract, so I guess these are going to be peppermint cookies now. Well, this is already off to a wonderful start. And then you want to add 1 egg. If you get egg on your cookbook, you know you're a novice and you're still learning. An alternative to this recipe would be just to either buy cookies from a bakery or, get those break and bakes. That's always like a fun idea sometime. Alright, what's the next step? I'm already fed up with this whole baking nonsense. Add 1 1/4 cup of flour. It really smells wonderful, it smells like minty peppermint. But if that happens, you've done it wrong like I have, so don't do that. 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of baking powder. Not baking soda, even though they so badly want to be the same thing. Stir it until it's completely incorporated, everything. Maybe you should have added little bits of the flour at a time? I don't know. Try it. Or not. If you're anything like me, you're going to start to get a little pissed off at your mixing utensils. So then you're just going to want to resort to your hands and then regret it because this dough is extremely sticky. 1/4 of a cup of chocolate chips and melt them on the stove, but I'm going to be sneaky and use a little thing I like to call the microwave. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of flour, just sprinkle it on so that the dough doesn't stick to my table surface. When you're cooking and you're handling flour a lot, you don't want to wear a black shirt because I feel like that's just a bad idea. So now things are going to get weird. So we're going to take our dough and plop it down, divide it in half equally. So you have one little ball of the normal vanilla dough, and And then you have this other little ball right there too. And then what you do is you take your chocolate chips that are melted now, and you mix that in to one of the balls. So we have like half vanilla, half chocolate. Oh, Jesus. Look at this. I'm gonna have to clean this up later. I'm never doing this again. I didn't put enough flour down, so of course it's sticking. And so, not in. Baking is really overrated if you think about it, because you're just like, you think you're just gonna sit there the entire time and just let it bake. But no, there's all this like pre-crap that you have to do. So flatten out your balls, and then sort of mush them together to create one unified log. So you see this turd-like object? This is our dough, so we'll put this in the refrigerator for 30 minutes, just to let it harden up a bit, and then we're gonna cut it into little cookies like this, and then bake them. So that's not too bad. Okay, this isn't as big a disaster as it was. So I'm going to be impatient. Instead of putting it in the fridge for 30 minutes, I'm going to put it in the freezer for 10 minutes. Okay, so it's sort of hardened up, I guess. And I've already preheated the oven to 400 degrees. It's so hot, guys, 400. So take a knife and cut them into a good size. I don't really know. Throw them randomly on a baking pan. Check it out. Now we just have to put them in the oven for 10 to 12 minutes, or until they're golden brown. Alright everyone, so it's only 7 minutes into the cooking time, and I opened up the oven and smoke started coming out. So what appears to have happened is the bottoms of these cookies are burning, whereas the tops are, you know, not cooked yet. So this is just great. This is fantastic. You know, while it's still warm, attempt to, you know, pry up the cookies off so they don't just like stay there forever, even though they'll be definitely raw on the inside. Remember back when I said 400 degrees was so hot? So hot. 400 degrees. It's so hot, guys. 400. Well, guess what? I was right. Should've trusted my cooking instincts, guys. Here you go, YouTube. These stupid pinwheel cookies. Look at this. Delicious. I can't wait to eat all of them. I'm so upset right now. The char burntness really complements the accidental peppermintness fairly well. Whatever. Don't make cookies ever. Just buy them. That's a story we learned here today.